What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at something I think very special. It is a brand new company on the market that I think are going to make a big splash in the affordable range of electric skateboards. The one we're looking at today is the Mini, and it's from a brand new company called, it's pronounced Tynee, T-Y-N-E-E. Now this board has got a whole lot of history which we'll talk about whilst we're testing it. I will just say it's a very, very windy day, so I apologise if there's much wind on the mic. I've got a dead cat on underneath, so it should be okay. Really high level, just really quickly before we go and skate, because this board's got so much going on, I'll give you the high level points. 30-inch deck, true proper Canadian maple. These are Paris V2 clone trucks with some additional changes. It's two really nice enclosures underneath, made from a super strong nylon and glass fiber. Hobbywing ESC, Hobbywing motors, really nice 90mm wheels, super spongy. Two battery options, so you've got a 5 amp hour or 8.7 amp hour battery. The 5 amp hour is Samsung 25R cells. The 8.7 is a Chinese cell, but still giving a very good discharge rate. And the big kicker, the one that I've got here today, the 8.7 amp hour battery, is 520 bucks delivered. Now, you're probably all gonna say, it's just a boosted clone. Well, it's funny you should say that. They actually molded this off the boosted because they loved it so much. And obviously it's not available anymore. So the deck shape is very, very reminiscent of the boosted Mini X and S. They did that on purpose. It's a good deck. It's got a really, really nice tubbed concave, a really nice wheelbase. The wheelbase is right to the nose, which I'll show you once we start riding. It's just a really cool board. That's all we need to say, guys. As I said, 520 bucks. They've given me a $10 off discount code, which is, I didn't expect anything, to be honest. So you can get this for $509 delivered, or even cheaper if you go for the 5 amp hour battery. Discount code will be in the description. It's Scott D, as always. But yeah, looks really cool. All their boards look really cool. I'll put the link in the description. But let's go for a ride and let's really talk about the finer details of the board. All right guys, and here it is, the board in all of its glory. As I mentioned, it's a 30-inch long deck. Really nice little kick tail on the back there that you can see. There are those really nice, I think they're about 78A 90mm wheels. Those now I said V2 at the start, they're Paris V3 trucks. They've gone with the V3 clones. Because the angle of the truck has gone from 43 degrees to 50 degrees, which is a lot more stable. And I can tell you, I've been riding this for 5 days, and it is very stable. You can get to top speed and just sit on top speed. Now, as far as the remote control, it's got auto on, so I can just press on off with the remote and the board turns on and off, takes it out of standby mode. As always, if you're gonna be leaving it for like a week, turn the board off at the board. That way it takes it out of standby mode and actually turns the board off properly. The board has 4 speed modes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it has a top speed of 38 kilometers per hour. This board's not designed to go super fast. It's a short board, it's designed to be fun, portable, and have very good range. So we're in speed mode 1 right now, and we're maxing out at 15 kilometers per hour. Speed mode 2 has a really nice kick to it. You can really feel it. There's a big difference here, and I almost think speed mode 2 for getting around town is going to be all you need. Has a really nice carve on those V3 trucks, and that kick tail is very usable and functional. You can use it to really pop your wheels up if you need to, but very, very comfortable. Now, as far as the concave on the deck, you can see my feet, they're almost size 11 US, and my foot fits perfectly on this. It does not feel too small or narrow, doesn't feel too concaved. It feels like it's holding my feet really nicely. When we get up here, we'll go into speed mode 3 and we'll see what it can do. All right guys, speed mode 3 really quickly. This should do 30 kilometers per hour. And yeah, straight away, there's 30 kilometers per hour. No issues, very stable, easy to carve. That long wheelbase adds so much stability to this board. Feels so comfortable, and you just want to have fun on it. Let's really quickly talk about the unboxing experience. Comes in a really nice small box. just with the name Tynee on the top. Open it up, you're greeted with the board under a layer of foam. really nice thick foam. Once you get the board out, it's nice and tight in there. Once you get the board out, you've got a charger. It's a 2 amp charger. You've got a yellow T-tool. You've got the remote control. Spare set of belts, which is really nice to see. Again, it's all those little extras you don't expect at that price point. But you get a spare set of belts and you get some spare hardware. Now, as I mentioned, these trucks are based off the Paris V3. And as you can see on these close-up shots, they are just beautiful. And on the board, they look so nice. And I can tell you from riding them that they've made the right choice, because that 50-degree kingpin, or that base plate, sorry, it really is stable. You know, and many boards aren't supposed to be super carvy, but this one still has a really nice little bit of carve to it. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the braking on this board. It's actually quite nice, and it's stronger the higher the speed mode you're in. So we're on 26 kilometers per hour right now, and I'll do a full brake in 3, 2, 1 now. Oh, it's enough to pull me forward and come to a complete stop. And once you're at a complete stop, it has a really nice amount of friction. It won't hold you on a steep hill, but it will stop you from rolling onto like off a pedestrian onto a street. But this 4th speed mode is really nice. Number 2 is all you'd need around town, like through pedestrians. But when you're on like open road like this, speed mode 4 really lets you sort of get up at that 35, 36 kilometer mark and just have a lot of fun. That tail is so comfortable to use, just to pop those front wheels over obstacles and sticks and branches. Something else I really like about the board is the tail, and I'll tell you why specifically. Because it's made out of that true Canadian maple. I keep saying true because they really are proud that they're getting good quality decks. Because it's made out of that really nice maple, it has no flex to it. So when you're using it, there's no flex in the tail, so you're not stressed about it snapping. Woohoo! It's just a really usable, so I'm putting all my weight on that now. There's just no flex at all in that tail, sorry. Tell you what, it's a very fun board to ride. All right guys, and that brings us to the SWAT analysis train of the Tynee mini board. Tiny mini board? Yeah, it's a strange thing to say. Man, honestly, it's incredible value. For 520 bucks delivered, or 510 if you use my discount code, for a 30-inch board with an 8.7 amp hour battery with dual Hobbywing motors, Hobbywing ESC, remote control turn on, true Canadian deck, Paris V3 clone trucks, really nice 90mm wheels. It's a really, really nice board. And that's kind of the start of the SWAT analysis. So strengths, everything I just said. The battery, the deck, the trucks, the ESC, the motors, the belts, the packaging, the handling, the concave, it's just really, really nice. And the price is the biggest strength of all. I mean, I would have expected this to be at least $200 more for what you're getting. It's just very, very good value. It's amazing. Weaknesses, there's no weaknesses at all. This board could be $100, $200 more and I'd still say there are no weaknesses. The performance and the way it feels, the way it handles, the way it carves, the weight, it's just a really nice board. I love it, I really do love it. This will be my new favorite mini board that I've got. It's just really nice, seriously. Now opportunities, there's one opportunity and it's something very minor and I'm gonna put it onto mine, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see in the future that they offer it as an accessory or as an optional extra, but I'd love to see a kicktail puck, something on that back tail just to protect it when you're doing your manuals or when you're kicking it up to pick it up and walk with it. That tail will get scratched up quite quickly. And it doesn't really matter, it's designed to, but if you've got a tail puck on there or a tail guard, it's just going to protect it that little bit extra. That's one opportunity I think for this board. And you know, I'd happily pay $20 extra to have that included and have that screwed on, because it's just going to prolong the life of that deck. The other opportunity, and this is something that I always recommend specifically for mini boards, because you are constantly using your back foot to lift those front wheels off the ground and slamming it down and going over bumps and cracks. I always recommend the board should have built-in spacers. And this is a really simple thing to do. Something like the Zealous bearings, where the spacers and the speed rings are all built into the bearing. And the reason I recommend that is because it removes the rattle. Now this doesn't have a rattle yet, but every single mini board I've ever had gets a rattle after 100 kilometers, and it's just that spacer in the bearings. Now I know I recommended this to Lycaon, and they moved to bearings that had built-in spacers, and it removed the rattles from their Swifts. It's just a very smart and easy thing to do to make the board just that extra bit more premium. And the last thing we always talk about is threats. Are there any threats on this board? No. Zilch, donuts. Donuts! The only threat is that you have so much fun riding it, you're going to be late home to dinner. It's a very nice board. It's very safe. Speed mode 1, 2, and 3 is very, very smooth, not aggressive. Speed mode 4 has a nice amount of aggression on it, but not enough that's going to throw you up and make you fall off backwards. Top speed of 38, I think we hit 38 kilometers an hour today. It's a very stable speed. Anything faster than that, I mean, yeah, you can go faster than that. There are mini boards that are faster than that, but 38 for me is the sweet spot. It really delivers a fun, safe ride. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. Massive thumbs up to Tynee board for making a cool mini board. Their long boards are also very cool. I can't wait to see what else this company does. These guys are brand new. They've got a lot of heritage, as I mentioned. The owner of this board is one of the original owners of Wellgo board. His name's Aidan. He knows what he's doing. He knows the right suppliers. This board is testament to that. It's a very cool board. Yeah, 520 bucks, or even cheaper if you go for the smaller battery. Use my discount code SCOTT. It gives you an extra $10 off at checkout. If you've got any questions or comments, chuck them down below. If you've liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out with the algorithm. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We're really growing this channel quite nicely at the moment. We've got some really cool giveaways coming up, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. And that's it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Always remember, skate safe, wear a helmet, and we'll see you on the next video.